Hey everyone, it's Dylan. I hope everyone's having a magical day. Today I'm doing a review of these Snow White classic dolls that I own. And I'm going to be doing an in-depth look at these current Snow White classic dolls packaging. And I hope that this kicks off the excitement for the new classic dolls that are coming out from the Disney store tomorrow on ShopDisney.com. But first, if you don't know me, my name's Dylan and I love collecting Disney princess dolls and other items, so if you like that, make sure you follow my channel and like this video. Alright, stay tuned, we're going to look at some dresses, we're going to look at some packaging, it's going to be a lot of fun. First up, I'm going to look at the oldest Snow White doll in my Snow White classic doll collection. And this would be this Snow White doll, which was released from the Disney store several years ago. I want to say that this is the year 2016 or 2015, so she's been out a while, but I've tried to make sure that I take good care of her and make sure that she stays as nice and pristine as possible. So just a disclaimer, a lot of these Snow White classic doll faces and things haven't changed too much. It seems like skin tone, things like eye color and paint are really the major changes. And then of course, what outfits look like, as they have to keep that fresh and exciting. So this Snow White doll has her black hair, beautiful red bow. She has her cape that is velcroed there around her chest, and it just flows here in the back. She has a beautiful blue bodice here, and this is like a different fabric. It looks like a velvet material, but I don't think that's what that is. Her sleeves have little red inlets on it, but these are printed on, as this is not a limited edition doll. This is more something that a child would play with, or maybe a grown-up. She has a gold band down the center here, and her skirt is actually right above her ankles. It's not floor length. Some Snow White dolls do this, some don't. I think that's because in the film, she didn't have a skirt that absolutely hit the floor, but maybe in some places, a fuller princess dress that hits the floor is more acceptable, but this one looks more like she's going to explore the forest. She also has on beautiful little yellow flats for her forest traveling, and this is an older Disney store feet sculpt, as she has rubber legs. I can show you that here at her knees. And excuse the nudity there. She has rubber legs that snap here at the knees, and then these shoes aren't completely flat feet, which is what the most modern Snow White doll has. We next go to a Snow White doll from the Disney collection at JCPenney. These two face sculpts are very interesting as they sort of mirror each other some, but it's hard to say if they're based on one another. There's definitely a difference there, although it might be the actual sculpt, but the paint is definitely different. There's something different about these two, so we're not sure what that is, but definitely a difference. This Snow White is from JCPenney, so her arms are not jointed. These are the classic molded plastic arms. Her face is just lovely. So she has those red inlets, a beautiful blue bodice, no cape, but she does have her white color. Her skirt is also floor length, so that's different. And also, along with the arm molds from JCPenney, JCPenney also uses the very old Disney store legs and feet molds, as well as their classic shoes. So this is their version of these legs, and they do sit down. They can bend at the knee, but it's very rough and very difficult. And I don't know if this is just because they're cheaper now, or if this is just how these always were. And I'm so glad that the Disney store doesn't do that anymore, but it's just interesting to compare. This Snow White doll is actually in a different outfit, and this is an outfit from the Disney Princess Wardrobe classic doll sets that they had a few years ago, and they had them and they seemed to sell out really fast. Some of them didn't last very long on the website. So this is the 2019 Snow White, but just in a different outfit. So this dress is based on her dress that she wears at the beginning of the film whenever she's washing the floors of the Queen's castle. And it has a brown top. It has these cute little white shoulder pieces, a little bow there at her collar. This apron is actually removable, and I actually had this tied on the back there. And on the dress, there is a fabric that has just cute little stuff from her forest, from the deer to the rabbit to just beautiful little blossoms. There's an apple there. Of course, Snow White loves apples, but it just looks like something she would bake pies in. And there's little brown shoes that go with it. But what just a cute little outfit. This actually came with an oven mitt and a pie. So it's almost like she's baking. But these are the three I own, and I wanted the new one because it seemed like her skin tone was different than this one. And I just wanted to see what the two of them would match up together. Okay, so let's open this doll. Of course, it has Snow White artwork there, brush included. It has her little wishing well. It says Snow White here. And then there's a beautiful artwork of her on the side of the box holding an apple. And then the back of the box has more beautiful artwork from Snow White's film. So the prince carrying Snow White to happily ever after, to all of these cute little moments here, like the dwarf's cottage, some forest animals. It's just really stunning. So when we open this box, it is Snow White's wishing well. See there, she's kind of framed in the wishing well, and it just looks like it's straight from the evil queen's castle. Up here it says Disney Princess. But here, this can actually be removed. And behind her is just a beautiful little forest scene there. And actually you can see how they fold the box around with the Snow White artwork. So these are probably cut and made. So here is this recent Snow White doll. And let's compare with this. Very similar, but I can just see that one is more paler than the other. There's definitely something different there. But let's take her out to see. So you open up this little flap here, and basically she's just kind of resting in there other than her feet. So she just kind of pops out like that. It's very low effort. And that's why they made these boxes this way, to make them where they're biodegradable and it doesn't have any plastic, except for the doll itself. So there's this Snow White and the current Snow White. So these were a year apart. And just look at the difference in the skin tone. Like this is a more yellow undertone, and this is more of like a gray or a blue, just to make her look paler. They didn't add any tissue paper in her skirt. So it's all kind of tucked in between her legs there. Oh, my glove got mauled somehow. Sorry about that. And her cape is kind of tucked in her arms too. But once we get her going, she is so pretty. And just look at that lovely face. But she is definitely more paler. And there's definitely a bit of a rose there on her cheek. So maybe the undertone for this Snow White doll is different compared to the other. Just slightly different. So she has a little cape. It's not detachable though. Her collar, her sleeves, all of this we've seen before. This one has a glittered skirt that has like a glittered overlay panel on it. And it has like little forest creatures and like little flowers. Just reminds me a lot of her in the woods. And there are her very flat looking feet. But just what an interesting comparison here. Here is a final look at just my Snow White classic dolls, and just what a wide variety that I have through the years. I have to say that the most current one that I deboxed for you is probably my favorite, because she is just so stunning and glowing and is such higher quality than the rest I have. So I hope you all enjoyed this look at these Snow White classic dolls. Let me know what you think of them. Which is your favorite? Make sure to like my video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. That way I can keep growing and making more Disney friends and meeting more Disney fans. Alright guys, have a magical day. See you next time. Bye!